continue on.
Say, go to, let us go down, and they confound their language.
Yeah.
That they may not understand one another's speech.
And that's what the angels of God did. They confounded the languages of the people so that they wouldn't understand each other. So back then, as it stands right now, that's why most people, you know, when you approach certain people or when people approach us to the camp, the main thing that people will say that come to the camp is that they'll say that, you know what I mean, we're all the same people. We all bleed the same blood. You know what I mean? Because the reason why people say that is because they've been induced and indoctrinated into that one world way of thinking. What's that? There's nothing new under the sun, like the brother said. Okay, so that's why you always hear people nowadays who say, well, we're all humanity, we all bleed the same blood, blah, blah, blah. You know, that's what they say. But the reason why people are saying that is because they're under that Tower of Babel or Babylonian philosophy. That's why they're saying that, and they've been indoctrinated to believe such fusions. Okay, because the Heavenly Father divided the nations and parted them to their lands. So the Lord ain't with that madness, man. Why you think in the ancient world you always had different races of people going against other races of people? Because that one world way of thinking never existed, man. That one world way of thinking doesn't exist. That's why even such as today, there's a things that people say is racism or whatever, which the word racist means to just simply mean for your own race.
They say race is the best thing.
Yeah.
This is a sin.
Yeah.
To be for your own.
Right.
It's to be about who.
Right. Come on, that's a good point. Come on.
Not supposed to be about your.
Yeah.
Meant to be about who.
Yeah. And that's what they try to, and that's why you have people, they'll say that, man, because they want to, because that's the end thing nowadays. The end thing nowadays is to try to pretend that you're down for humanity. You know what I mean? That's what the so-called white man's into, though, especially he's into that bullshit, you know? But at the end of the day, we're just going to call it real. We're going to keep it true. At the end of the day, we for our people only, man. That's just the bottom line. We for the truth, and that's just the bottom line, man. We for the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. We ain't dealing with that humanity madness, man. We need to, you know what I mean? Go ahead, bro.
They say, so the Lord scattered them abroad from thence.
Okay.
Upon the face of all the earth.
So by the languages being changed, these same nations were scattered off the face of the earth. Because the Lord commanded the angels to change the languages. And that's the beginning. We're in the book of Genesis. We're not in the book of no other. We're in the book of Genesis. Now when you look up the word Genesis, it means the headings or the beginnings. So in the beginning of time, the Lord was never with the unification of mankind. Right? He was never with it. You know what I mean? You said it on that, right?
Yeah, and they left off to build the city. So that's all. Where it says, therefore is the name of it called Babel.
Right, therefore is the name of it called Babel, which the word Babel means what? Confusion. Because when you unify all people, what do you bring without that? You bring confusion. That's what you get out of that. Like this society here as it stands right now. You could say that London is the great melting pot, right? Because you got all type of nations and stuff, but it brings confusion. Because you got all different type of ideologies, different way of understanding, different religions, all of these different things. So when you live in a world that has different ideologies and you combine that together, what are you combining? Confusion. There's no wrong way, there's no right way. You gotta accept whoever, whatever. You know what I mean? Like in this society as it stands, you gotta accept drag queens. Now what they're gonna start doing, they're gonna start passing bills for you to accept pedophiles now. That's gonna be the new thing. Or you gotta accept those that engage in sexual activity that have sex with animals. So we live in a world where we have to accept just anything, everything and anything. When you have a society like that, the society is doomed to fall apart. Because there's no morals, there's no standard, there's no boundaries.
That's why we're here to set up the standard.
Hey, like the brother said.
The standard of, this is the standard.
Yeah.
That you can come to. You know what I mean?
gonna stand for this, one gonna stand for that. This is the standard.
This is the standard, man.
This place has no standard.
Absolutely. That's a very good point. You know what I mean? Because the scriptures say they set up a standard, and we're setting up a standard. And a thing such as the word such as a standard is a thing of the past. You know? Because this world has no standards. But the thing about it is that's how you know we're not of this world. Because we're setting a standard. We're setting order through the spirit and power of the Lord, man. You know what I mean? But it's all good though, because this society is on its way out. So obviously, this society is not going to deal with order because it's finished. It's done. It's no more. You know? Oh yeah, before you read that, I want you to say one last thing. That's why the Spirit of the Lord took that way of understanding out of Esau. Because Esau once had a standard about himself. These higher-ups, and even to the regular Edomites, they had a standard, they had morals. Now the Mosai is taking that away from him. Why? Because the Lord, so that the Lord can bring them down. Go ahead.
He said, therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did confound the language of all the earth.
The Lord confounded the languages of all the earth. That's why you have people that speak different languages, and all that stuff. The Lord did that to confuse everything, to basically have people scattered abroad and link. One nation linked with the same nation that speaks the same thing. And one nation links with another nation. And therefore you have your dividance. The Lord is dealing with the dividance of nations, as we can get in Deuteronomy, what is it, 32? Verse 8? Go ahead.
And from thence the Lord scattered them abroad upon the face of all the earth.
From thence then the Lord scattered them from the face of the whole entire earth. He scattered them abroad. Okay, that's why you have Japanese people over there, Chinese people over there, so-called white man over there, black people over there, so to speak. Why? Because the Lord scattered abroad man upon the face of the earth so that they don't come together. Okay, because that brings confusion. Now let's go back to this program here. Let's deal with this article here, not program, but article. It says next month the Temple of Baal will come to Times Square. Reproductions of the 50-foot arch that formed the temple's entrance are to be installed in New York and in London in tribute to the 2,000-year-old structure that the Islamic State destroyed. I'm going to go down, I've already read that already. So it says, yeah, numerous of non-governmental organizations are now cataloging and mapping damaged cultural heritage sites in the region. It will be uncanny and thrilling to see this arch from the ancient desert civilization set against the bright lights of New York. Unfortunately, facilities can achieve only so much the need of the people, stripped of rich social context in which they were once embedded antiquities. It appears just as evidence of the grandeur of the past, the accomplishment of another place in another time. But what did these assemblages of stones mean to the modern Iraqis and the Syrians who live with them? Okay, so oh, that's it. Okay, that's all. Oh, that's pretty much it. But the point being is that the reason why, I mean, because they could have did this 20 years ago. They could have built this temple. They could have been looking forward to building this temple 20 years ago, 10 years ago. But all of a sudden now they're building it in these times. Why is that? Because this man is going down, and he's afraid. What he's trying to do is he's trying to revive all of them same old deities and them old spirits, so he can keep this empire going and growing, and to also reestablish this new world order system. That's why he's doing it, but that's going to fail. It's this whole concept of the Tower of Babel fell in the beginning of time. The Lord was actually basically setting it up to where the people, or the people was divided based on the languages. You see? And they tried it with the Greeks. The Greeks tried that whole new world order system. It didn't work. You see? That's why it tells you in Job, man. Matter of fact, give me Job 20, man. You know what? Baba Kusha. You know the one where it says, you should not feel quiet as his brother. Regardless how you slice and dice the meat, or whether you miss the meat, it don't really make a difference, man. This society, this evil, So this empire is ready to be thrown down by the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh. Alright? You know, we're the prophets of the Lord and we declare that message. You know? That's just how it's going to go. Because we ain't going to do anything now. What the Most High is going to do, the Most High is going to set it up to where the so-called white man himself destroys his own kingdom. We don't have to do anything. What is the so-called white man going to do? Now, I'm not talking about just some regular so-called white man. I'm talking about the bankers, the international bankers. What are they going to do to destroy their own empire? They're going to set up agent provocateurs. They're going to set up government, set up terrorists to bring the declining of the system. Like ISIS, for example. Okay? We come through in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. We reading this Bible, we ain't no Quran, we ain't no Muslims. Because the Lord ain't dealing with no Muslims. The Lord is dealing with the true believers of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. That's what the Lord is dealing with. Alright? We ain't no damn Muslims, man. And I'm just clearing the air, I'm just letting it be known. We ain't no freaking Muslims. Okay? We're the real Jews of the Bible. That's exactly what we are. We're the prophets of the nation of Israel. Lord willing. Go ahead. Yeah.
Job chapter 20, verse 20. Surely you shall not feel quietness in his belly.
Surely you should not feel quietness in his belly. In other words, because this man, he knows what we're doing. He knows that we're out here teaching his word, and he knows that we're prophesying against him. And we're always letting him know that your empire is going down based on that prophecy, or based on this prophecy. Okay, so things ain't working smoothly with this government, man. You know what I mean? And then you got other incidents happening around that. But the point I'm trying to make is this new world order agenda is not going to go smoothly, man. It's not going to go smoothly. Go ahead.
He shall not save from that which he desires.
He shall not save that which he desires. So what do these devils desire? Going all the way back to the 18th century, they desire to be established in the world order. The Lord ain't going to save that which he desires, man. He's going to overthrow that and cripple that, and it's going to be stifled and done away with, as if it was during the time of Nimrod's time, the time of Babel. So the same way the time of Babel was destroyed spiritually by the confounding of the languages of the people is the same way how this modern day world order system is going to be destroyed by the Most High. No more, no less. Go ahead.
Say, there shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Say, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be enslaved.
The fullness of his sufficiency, when this new world order is just about to reach its highest peak, because it won't be established, then it's going to be troubles in the midst of that, because you're going to have the third world nuclear war with Iran, Russia, and America, and Great Britain. So it ain't going to work. It's not going to work, and they really, really believe that they're going to come out of the bunkers or out of the military underground bases and reestablish themselves. It ain't going to work. It's not going to work. It's going to fail miserably, because Satan got them by the balls, man. He really believe what Satan is telling them. That's who they're working with. They're conjuring up these bad spirits, and they're working with the demons. And they think that them demons are leading them into setting up the society of Satan, but that's not going to happen. Satan is basically going according to what the word is saying. But Satan is leading them to basically fulfill the Lord's will and to destroy themselves at the same time. Why you think in Job it tells you, right? All of the sons came towards the Most High, and then Satan came in amongst them. Because Satan is one of the sons of God. Like you got these idiots out here, they'll say, well, Satan and the Most High is fighting. That's not going on, man. See, what's really going on is that the Most High got Satan's tail. That's what's really going on.
That's it.
Satan ain't winning nothing, man. Satan
trying to fight.
Right. Right. That's right. You know what I mean? Satan is under what is it, man? Satan is under orders by the Most High, man. So you got these idiots, you know what I mean? And they're not really idiots, because the Most High gave them the wisdom and understanding to rule an empire. I'm talking about the Ramchas and Rockefellers and Puerto-Ricans. You know what I mean? They really, really believe that Satan has their best interest at heart. But they're going to find out that they've been duped all along. Go ahead.
They say, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Yeah, every hand of the labor is talking about, it ain't talking about the actual wicked, it's talking about the Israelites, the laborers.
Abominations.
Because when you look up the word wicked, it means laborers. So it says every hand of the laborer shall come upon you. When you look up that word laborer.
That wicked abomination.
Oh, is it?
Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Abominations in it. Missiles.
Okay. And if that's what, if the brother said that, then okay. Fair enough. Okay, go ahead.
It said, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cause the fury of his wrath upon him.
That's right. That's
and
right.
shall rain upon him while he is eating.
It shall rain it upon him while he is eating. But you know that would make sense, because the thing about it is that those other nations, those powerful nations like China, Russia, they all got the nuclear capability. So while he is eating, while he's getting ready to establish his new world order system, then the Lord is going to use them other nations to basically get the missiles gathered together and basically smite that whole thing, man. Destroy that whole thing. And destroy this kingdom as well. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
It said, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel.
See, that's how you know right there.
Shall strike him through.
So he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. Go ahead.
Drawn and cometh out of the body.
And it is drawn and it's come out of the body, meaning those nuclear silos, man. You know what I mean? So it's drawn and it's coming out of the body of the earth. And once it hits ground zero to where it is hitting that, then the explosion is going to occur.
It says, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his God.
Okay.
Terrors are upon him.
Terrors are upon him. Go ahead.
All darkness shall be hid in his secret places.
Go ahead.
A fire not blown shall consume him.
Yeah, a fire not blown shall consume him. And that's them ICBM nuclear missiles, which the Iranians got them, Russians got them, and all these superior nations got them, man. Even Britain has the missile called the Brimstone. So that's letting you know from the jump that this New World Order thing is not really gonna go in right. It's not gonna go in smoothly. Because there's a lot of flaws in the way, you see. But what's really going to happen, the real New World Order is going to be established. And that real New World Order is going to be us coming into power. Ruling over the so-called white, ruling over the so-called Japanese, the so-called Chinese, so-called Arabs. Okay, and other nations that I haven't named, because I'll be here all day naming the nations. But we're going to have every last one of these other nations in captivity under our rule. That's going to be the real New World Order. It's going to be known from them. You got to be more?
It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle.
It shall go ill with him within his tabernacle. Go ahead.
The heaven shall reveal his iniquity.
As it stands this very day. That's why we can go on the phone, on the internet, and see the wickedness of this empire. Where we can see how you have certain government officials, they were to little boys and stuff like that. Then we can also see why this New World Order is working at large specifically. We know all of the wickedness of Esau now. Then we searched out how he's destroyed our people, physically and mentally. And now he's destroyed his own people by using propaganda, performing witchcraft on the people. We know how this society, we know what this society is all about based on information. So the earth is revealing this stuff. That's why we have all this information. You know, it's profitable. Go ahead.
The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. The increase of his house shall depart, and the
this stuff that, all of this stuff that makes up this empire, which they have built it up, it's all gonna go to no use. It's all gonna be done away with and destroyed. All right, as it states in 1 Peter, the 3rd chapter. All right, all of the elements shall melt with fervor and heat, and that all things must be dissolved in rough and craft. Because when that fire starts to lick out, man, everything's gonna be done away with. When that explosion starts to be spreading forth, when the explosion spreads forth, then all of these buildings, all of these towers, all of these different things that Esau once had, it's gonna be to no use anymore. And that's just pretty much the point on that. And even that little tower of Babel they plan on building in New York City, or even in London, it's gonna be done. It's gonna be finished. That's pretty much it though. Go ahead.
This is the portion of a wicked man who the Most High.
Well, there you go. So it is a portion of a wicked man, based on what the Lord is going to show forth. Now, the Most High is going to show forth that you're not supposed to conduct yourself in that manner as this wicked man has done. We all know that the wicked is the so-called Europeans. We can get that in Malachi, the 1st chapter. Yeah, I got some weights in there. All that stuff. I'll get my book in there.